So something that a lot of people might not know unless they're looking at the credits is that, writing duties are split pretty evenly between you and I. Now, you perform the songs, but, good half of the songs I've written, and I'll usually, with this very guitar, sit here in this room and I'll do a little demo. And, I can't really sing, and sometimes you're very patient with me where I'm kind of going, it's got to go up a little bit here. And when I write these songs, I've been a very confessional songwriter in the past to a degree, even though I've always kind of tried to go outside of myself and maybe talk about concepts that have influenced me or try to make a political or social statement in some kind of way. But for a lot of these songs for this band and for this record in particular, because, who knows where future records might go, but this collection of songs, the Songs of Yearning tracks, the songs that I wrote for this record, I'm usually trying to think of a character, and I'm telling a story. And it doesn't always have a moral, doesn't always have a ending or a happy ending or an ending at all. Sometimes it's just just this moment in time. Sometimes it's an attitude, sometimes it's an anecdote. But I'm always trying to think about the narrator of the song as a character, and it's been really rewarding for me as a songwriter to kind of be able to come up with these things and then work with you to bring those characters to life. And I'll give you direction about what I think this guy's attitude is, or what I think this guy's kind of mood or demeanor is. And especially, I think, over our years working together, it's a pretty smooth process, in my opinion. I can't speak for how it feels for you, but I've felt very lucky to have someone who I can trust to play my songs in a way that I think sounds good, because I've been sometimes overprotective of my material with other bands, and not allowing someone to, allowing them to kind of take direction from me and try to go ahead and do that. But then also beyond that, I'll give you a song, you'll make little changes here and there to different phrasings, or maybe, I'll go, I got 2 verses, I need a 3rd verse. And it's felt really good to collaborate on those things, because I just have a lot of trust in this band with you. It feels like we're kind of very tuned in to the same frequency, and so working collaboratively on a song, whereas I think I've also, worked on some of your songs in a similar way, it doesn't feel like I got any anxiety about, he's gonna change the song and not get it. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah. And it's all true. I mean, it's definitely important to put out there, and I think we both try as much as we can to make it clear that it is pretty much 50-50 songwriting.
Yeah.
Again, I get all the credit because I'm singing them and such, but you've got what I would definitely probably classify as character study songs, if I were to try and analyze it, which I really enjoy. And another thing on the topic you just said is that you've told me that you don't have a big history of collaborating on songwriting.
No.
Which was surprising, because I feel like it is very smooth. And I mean, I, on the other hand, that's kind of my primary thing. I really like collaborating on songwriting, and I historically have found it hard to write a song from scratch. That's something I had to work on and get better at. But I really enjoy collaborating and seeing what someone's going for and trying to realize that without letting my ego try to take over. It's just seeing, I see what you're going for. Let's make that as real as it can be. And I've kind of felt very similarly. It's easy. Sometimes in the moment, trying to interpret what you want is sometimes smoother than other times. But I do think that we've gotten better at it as we've practiced at that.
Yeah, and it's also, you're taking a very abstract thing. I might say this guy is a tired dummy.
Yeah,
Sing it like a tired dummy.
Well, that's what I really like too. And I've described my role, as I guess maybe any singer of any song, but this is how I look at it for us, is I am basically acting on pitch. I see singing these songs as being an actor in a way, maybe more than anything, because I'm trying to portray someone who is not me, who is a character who has feelings, motivations in a certain story, in a certain situation or context, and trying to get into that mindset, and possibly changing my voice to suit that.
Yeah.
And doing that process of interpretation with you, I would say, has helped me grow as a singer too, and particularly in how I express the content, the lyrical and narrative content of our songs, versus just trying to sing the right notes, which was hard enough to begin with
right,
when we started the band.
Yeah, because I got a melody in my mind, but I can't write it out and I can't sing it.
Yeah.
But I'll know when you get it.
And there's times where I've had to sort of read between the lines of your demos, and maybe we could even fly one in.
Yeah, we'll do a little
for
A-B.
reference.
But first I wanna have one more beer. I won't shed no tears. Won't let the memories get me down. Then I'll have two.
Alright, I'll have a few more beers. You won't see no crying here. I'll never let no woman bring me down.
It's really exciting to have a sort of realized guy. It's usually a guy that I'm having to step in the shoes of and portray in a way. And
Yeah.
I really, to me, it's always amusing because so often the guy in question is a loser of some kind.
Yeah.
And not to say that as like he's unsympathetic. He's often a sympathetic guy, but he's down on his luck. But I enjoy those stories and having to tell those stories because we can all relate with that too.
And I don't know how much it comes across, but for us when we're working on these songs, it's very funny. We're making each other laugh a lot of the time with lyrics and concepts, and I think there's a degree of humor to all these songs, even the ones that seem like they might be downers or characters are really down on their luck or really them's the breaks kind of moments in these guys' lives. It is supposed to be something you can laugh at and something you can hopefully laugh with if you relate to it and you can kind of see the humor in these situations. And the thing that I really enjoy that I've been a little scared of, as we put these songs out there to people, it's so common to think that the guy singing the song is talking about himself, and that's how he really feels. And we got a lot of guys on this particular record who are not good guys.
Yeah.
And they're doing bad stuff, and that's not necessarily an endorsement of those actions. It's just telling a story. But, especially when there's a certain amount of conviction in the performance of those songs, it's very easy to forget that you're basically watching a little movie when you put this record on. This isn't real life.
Yeah, and I think I keep myself as blissfully unaware of that as I can because I just enjoy the acting part.
Yeah.
And unfortunately that is true. People tend to take things confessionally.
Yeah.
Which is not to say, I think I tend to be more inspired by certain strong emotional feelings and exaggerate them more so than telling a story. But I think we're both capable of both of these.
Oh, yeah.
A more confessional, emotional style versus a more disconnected sort of creating a character outside of ourselves.
Yeah.
As representing what it means to be a human being. So anyway, if you hear me say something offensive, it's not me.
Yeah.
I guess is the moral of the story. It's some jerk that I'm trying to impersonate.
And don't
When
we
it
all
comes
know a
down to
jerk,
it. And we can all be jerks as well. I think
true.
maybe that's something to take away is, we sometimes we relate a little too much to jerks, and we don't like that.